You're listening to the OMDL.
Good evening, everybody. It is time for some more Couch Co-op. We are here, and it's been an interesting week.
It's fun week.
It has been a fun week. We've got some television talk, we've got some gaming talk, and we've got news. We've got follow-ups from last week. Let's dive right into Couch Co-op. Tycko, why don't I start with what happened to me on the weekend?
All right.
As we dive into television.
It's a fun story. I actually really enjoyed your story. This is the best story I've ever heard. I actually did. Now I'm building it up. I'm building up so much that whatever you tell now is not going to... It was a good story.
Best story ever about a television. So, my wife and I should say, I have been wanting... You guys know that I've been wanting a 4K TV probably for about 2 years now. I've talked about it. Every year, it's like, I hope I can get one at the end of the year. It just never happened. Finally, we were in a position, my wife I said, it was basically okay for me to go get a 4K television. So, we got flyers in the mail. I'm looking through the flyers and I noticed there's this, department store basically, called Tepperman's. It's local. And, they've got a sale going on and they've got the TV I'm looking at. They also have a scratch and save thing. So when you go to buy something, you get a card. You can scratch and save up to $1,000. Guaranteed at least $50. So we go, we look at the televisions. I was looking at two different televisions. I knew I wanted a Samsung. I had compared that to the Sony's. The Samsung's, stats-wise, always came out on top. So I was looking at the Q6, which is the sort of the beginning level QLED. Which is the new technology, the quantum dot LED technology. And I was also looking at the NU8000. And once I got to the store and we did a deep dive into the television specs, and for those of you who are looking into televisions, there's a great site called, it's essentially ratings.com, but it's rtings.com. And you can basically compare two televisions side by side, and they go through like the detailed specs of these televisions. They put them through their paces. It is the most detailed specs I've ever seen on televisions. And this is what helped me decide between the QLED Q6 or the NU8000. Both of them, $500 difference. QLED being $2,500. The NU8000 was on sale for $19.99. Both of them practically identical specs. And that is because the NU8000 is their top of the line LED. The QLED is their entry-level... the Q6 is their entry-level QLED. So they're essentially like right there on between the levels.
Same level.
They're the same level. That way, and because of it, their specs are practically identical. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to save $500. Thank you very much. So we go ahead.
Is a lot.
We buy it. It's on sale for $19.99. We scratch. We save a measly $50, but whatever. It's $50. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's same price as Best Buy because I prefer to buy things from Best Buy when it comes to stuff like this. Well, at least it's still cheaper than them. So we buy it.
$50.
It's $50. We buy it and we pay for it. And they don't have it in stock. They said they have to wait for it to come in from their warehouse, and then we go pick it up. I leave the store, but there's something nagging at me. I'm like this,
and it wasn't just your wife. It was an actual feeling. It was just a feeling. You're saying
it was a feeling. My wife was there, and we talked about it, and we agreed. Okay, let's go for this one.
Yeah.
But all the way home, you'd thinking I'd be excited, right? Oh yeah, I finally got my 4K TV. I'm excited. I can't wait. All the way home, I've just got this feeling like something's not right. I did not feel settled about this purchase. Right?
Because they didn't let you take it home.
Well, I don't know. It was weird. Like it was just something nagging inside that just I don't feel right about. I wasn't comfortable. Something just didn't sit right with me. And so my wife says, well, after church tomorrow, why don't we head over to Best Buy and see maybe they can beat the price. Maybe show them how much we paid and maybe they'll beat it. We walk into Future Shop the next day. Best Buy. Future Shop became Best Buy in Canada, for those of you who don't know. We walk into Best Buy. We walk straight to the back. I knew exactly where the TV was because we had looked at it already. It's $200 cheaper, Tycko.
So they had a better sale.
They had a way better sale on. It was apparently, I find out today. So long story short, I called Tepperman's from Best Buy, said, please cancel my order. They canceled it, no hassle. We bought the TV from Best Buy. Not only that, but they gave us a 4-year warranty on it and took an extra $250 off the TV. Right? Because I always like to get the warranty, but at Tepperman's the warranty was like $450. But at Best Buy, it was a lot less than that, and they took an extra $250 off the TV because we got the 4-year warranty.
So your overall spend was, from Best Buy to the Tepperman's place was about $150 cheaper with the warranty.
It was, well, with the warranty, because we ended up paying, I think, $130 for a 4-year warranty, which is super reasonable. We ended up paying about the same as we did at Tepperman's. But at Tepperman's, I didn't take the warranty because it was $450.
Yeah.
Right? So for the same price as Tepperman's, I got the television and a 4-year warranty. Essentially a 5-year warranty.
And most importantly, you got to put it in your car and
most
take it
importantly,
home.
I took it home that day.
You brought your baby home right away.
I am super excited. I got the 65-inch NU8000 from Samsung. It is gorgeous.
So you went with the little one then? You went with the little TV?
Just the little one, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to overdo it. I mean, go with the little one. That's fine.
Beautiful. Let me tell you, I am excited. Even this, my voice just cracked. I'm so excited. Even the stuff that isn't 4K now looks brighter and more vibrant than before. Like immediately, even watching standard definition stuff streaming, that just already looks brighter and crisper.
They do make it look much prettier.
Oh, big time. It is fantastic. I am thoroughly thrilled with the television. Like, seriously thrilled.
Now, what's your next purchase now because of this television? What's your next on your wish list?
My next on my wish list, well, I'm going to wait to see if there's some trade-in deals. I might trade in my Xbox One to get an Xbox One X, and the only reason I do that, I could get an S for the same reason, but when I do stuff like this, I just want the best anyway.
Go all the way. Go all the way.
I bought Solo, a Star Wars story, on 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But I don't have a 4K Blu-ray player. The PlayStation 4 Pro doesn't play 4K Blu-rays. But the Xbox One X does. I also want to, because we'll talk about it a little bit later, we're going to do a little bit preview of Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Already that game looks gorgeous on this TV. I want to play it in 4K. Because it's
there's so many pretty games that just that uptick to 4K. Like Shadow of the Tomb Raider is one that takes advantage of that. And
Absolutely.
Now that you have the TV now.
Yes.
Now you really need to experience it.
Exactly. I want to experience what I can finally experience, the 4K, the HDR, more importantly, because really HDR is what makes the biggest difference with the gaming. So I've been enjoying for the last week my new 4K TV. I'm very happy. Fortunately, we were in a position where we were able to just pay for it. We didn't credit it. We didn't put it on credit. It was really fortunate. We're in a good place right now, my wife and I. And it was great. I finally have my 4K TV, and I'm very, very thrilled with it. Now, television-wise, like what I've been watching is I started watching Maniac on Netflix.
Netflix original, yeah.
Netflix original, and this is with Emma Stone and why can't I think of his name? I can never think of his Jonah Hill.
Yeah, there you go.
And Jonah Hill, what an actor! Like, seriously, I actually never knew this about him. You can tell he's lost a lot of weight.
Yes, he has.
He actually, it makes him look old because he's lost so much weight that his face actually makes him look old because his face hasn't toned up yet. But he is he ever a powerful actor? Great show, actually. I'm really enjoying it. Maniac. It's a 10-episode miniseries. They call it a limited run, so I assume that just means it's a one and done show.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it. It's essentially it's like they're in this drug trial and they go into these like dream worlds, and the two of them are connected somehow. And there's this AI that's controlling it all. It's got a really weird sense to the show. Like it's almost like it's just humorous in a way, but very serious drama at the same time. It's quite fascinating. I really, really like it. It's got a little bit of irreverence to it. It takes place in modern day. This is kind of where the irreverence comes from. It takes place in modern day, but all the technology is like 1970s-ish technology. You know, it's weird. Like, where are you? Are you modern day? Are you in the past? Like, where does it take place?
Maybe there's a twist at the end that explains that.
Well, I'm 7 episodes in, so
you have three more to figure out the twist.
Exactly. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fantastic. Definitely worth watching. Check out Maniac. It's on Netflix now, and it's really well done. Like, both Emma Stone and Jonah Hill are fantastic actors. You know, Emma Stone puts on like accents left, right, and center that sound perfectly natural for her. It's amazing. You know,
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So check that out. That's Maniac. How about you? What's your television week been?
Well, I've watched a few things. The Goldbergs came back, which we are both big fans of. So I watched the first episode of that, which is a fun thing. A few other shows came back. Lethal Weapon has come back now.
You know, my wife and I watched the first 2 seasons of Lethal Weapon. Loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it. And then, of course, there was the whole kerfluffle last year with Clayton.
Clayton?
Clayton?
No, Clayton is his first name. Something.
Oh, maybe Clayton is his last name then. Anyway,
no, that sounds weird.
The actor, the actor who played Riggs
was fired.
Due to hostile work. He made things hostile. Apparently, he got into fights. He was not a nice person to work with. Is really what it came down to.
Crawford, by the way.
Clayton Crawford. Thank you. I really liked him, though. As a character, he was fabulous.
So here's the thing, because the character of Riggs is supposed to be a damaged individual, and I'm guessing that his own personal demons, whatever caused the issues on here, made him so believable as a character, which might have been the thing. So they killed him off in the last episode of last season, and you start off this new season. Spoilers: he is dead. They kicked him off the show. I mean, that shouldn't be too much of a spoiler. Right. That should be too much of a spoiler. So he is. They've they hit that right off. Right, he is dead. It's not some miraculous. He's in a coma or whatever. They've gotten rid of him. He is dead, and they've introduced a new character to be Damon Wayans Jr.'s partner for it. And so they brought in Sean William Scott.
I am not a fan of Sean William Scott to begin with because he's a comedic actor.
I have seen him do some action stuff. I mean, mostly comedic, but I think that
American Pie, right? All I can think of is American Pie.
Well, The Rundown was fantastic with him and The Rock. He did that. I can't remember what it was. The one with Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah, but is it the same? I don't know. My wife and I don't know.
Stuff where he's done decent stuff and some action stuff. The first episode, I will say, I actually enjoyed it. His character, still getting used to it. Didn't mind it.
My wife and I are not sure if we want to continue Lethal Weapon without Clayton Crawford.
Yeah, I would say try.
In my opinion, he made the show.
Yeah,
and Lethal Weapon itself, the IP is about Riggs and Murtaugh, not Murtaugh.
Yeah,
right? So
it is going to be a little bit they've developed a similar character, unbalanced, but not obviously as much of a dick apparently as Clayton was.
Well, it's in my queue to watch. Whether we actually decide to watch it or not is still up in the air. We'll see.
All right. Well, I also checked out the new Magnum PI reboot.
And the trailer for that just looked really dumb.
Listen, I'm willing. The MacGyver reboot. I actually enjoy that show. A lot of these reboots.
Come on, that's like hot garbage.
It absolutely is. But sometimes you need some hot garbage. Sometimes it's not that bad thing to watch. I want to be able to have something where I can half pay attention to it. So these are the type of shows.
I saw an interview with Richard Dean Anderson at this year's Fan Expo in Toronto.
Yeah.
And somebody asked him what he thought of the new MacGyver. Basically, his answer was, "That's not MacGyver."
No, this though was I did not enjoy this at all. It did not capture the essence of Tom Selleck, and they've done a gender swap with Higgins. Higgins is a woman now.
A young, hot woman, probably, right?
Oh yeah. So the sexual tension.
Yeah.
I mean, they got that. They brought that back in because clearly there was some sexual tension between Tom Selleck and Higgins in the original.
Clearly, right? Yeah, clearly.
So no, it does not feel right. It does not feel. It feels a little weird. Rick is played by the guy from Happy Endings.
I don't remember his friends' names from the original. All I remember is Magnum PI and Higgins and the dogs.
Oh well, there is
Are
TC.
the dogs in it?
The dogs are in it. Zeus and Apollo are in it.
Are they? Okay.
Yes, they are. They are in it. I don't know. It just does not. It feels like it's lacking something. And again, it was the first episode. It was so it might be that they're just too much focused on these are the new characters. These are the guys playing these characters now. So get used to it.
Maybe
as opposed to and once we get into the actual, like the season stories, maybe it'll get better. I'll give it a couple more episodes. The last thing I watched too, Survivor came back this year, and I know some big surprise. Survivor finally back. Season 37 or so.
Season 37? Are you serious?
30, they go like 2 or 3 seasons a year. So the interesting thing about this is not necessarily that it came back, but with it coming back, they made an announcement for us that Canadians are now welcome to apply to be on Survivor.
So are you going to apply, Tycko?
Why not?
You should. I might. You totally should.
I'll need 39 days off of the show though.
Oh, okay.
The whole 39 days off the show.
We'll get JJ to come on. Hey JJ, he's watching us now.
And yes, I do. I watch just as much TV as I do buy random games.
JJ says Tycko pushes as many TV buttons as he does game buttons. Yes, he does. He really
absolutely
does.
True. I do. I have problems. I have many problems. But I'm going to apply to be on Survivor because I can now, and as Canadians, we can now do that.
Are you seriously going to actually apply?
Why not? I
imagine
not? They're going to do some sort of Canada versus the U.S. episode. Right now they're doing David versus Goliath. They will do some sort of Canada versus the U.S. episode at some point.
Go for it. We will support you. We will support you. JJ says, don't jeopardize your Trending Gamer 2018 nomination by going on Survivor. This might make him more trending, though.
It might. JJ. I'll bring my Switch with me. So,
and every shirt you wear has to be a gamer's shirt.
Yeah, and I'll wear our show shirt. I'll get our show shirt
Excellent.
done. The OMG shirt, and we'll have some advertising on the show, and I'll do some game reviews every time they do those little confessionals. When I go to write down somebody's name, I'm just gonna do a little game review.
Excellent. Perfect.
Yeah. Somehow out in the middle of nowhere, I managed to buy this random crappy game, and this is what I think of it. And I'm voting for Bill, and we'll go from there.
Bill, you're off the island.
I assume there's a guy named Bill, and he's the first one I'll want gone.
Excellent. All right. So that's it for TV talk this week. We do have some game talk. As I mentioned, I've been playing Forza Horizon 4. I'm going to give a little bit of a preview of it. Next week, after Tycko's had a chance to play some as well, we are going to give our full review opinion. So
I have to wait for Game Pass. So.
Yeah. So I've had Forza Horizon... was given to me through Microsoft as a review copy. So I've been playing that. I'm honestly not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I'm still a little bit iffy. It feels a little bit different than the previous. The cars I find are a little bit harder to handle, like very slippery. It's almost like they've put more of the Forza standard, like Forza Motorsport characteristics into it. So you really have to be very, very careful with your drive line, which is what I don't like about Forza. I like the arcade racing. Yeah,
I'm bad at driving.
Right.
Well, I mean, we drove the other day to Toronto. You saw. That's my... Imagine how I am in a video game.
So that's what I'm finding. Like, if you take things way too fast, you slide, and then once you start sliding and you try to pull back the other way, you'd start swinging the other way, and you're just you're all over the place to the point where the car is then spinning. I'm like, this doesn't feel arcadey enough. There's some fun things. They've got a lot of different types of events in it now. They've got these stunt, which you're watching on YouTube right now, these stunt drivers where you're basically on a movie set and you're driving a particular scene as a stunt driver. Then there's off-road too, like rally racing, actual off-road rally races. So they've got all different types of racing. Of course, they're advertising earlier that they're going to have different seasons, and the way the seasons work is you have to get enough points in like spring to unlock summer, or I think you start in summer. Once you get so many points in summer, you unlock autumn, right? And you play, and then you play through autumn. Once you unlock enough points, you then unlock winter. And so it's basically as you play through the game and unlock points and gain points, you unlock the next season, and everything changes.
Okay, so seasons or chapters.
Yeah, kind of chapters as you progress through the game. The seasons change. What is really cool about it is immediately we've got all our Drivatar stuff is still there. The game pulled in my information from Forza 3, and I didn't have to tell it my name. I didn't have to do any setup. It immediately, the voice started calling me Sean in-game because that's what I had set up on Forza Horizon 3.
Hey, so what was that? You just ran me into the wall.
Oh, of course I did.
That was just uncalled for.
Gorgeous game, though. Like, this game, honestly, when I sat down to play it, it looks beautiful, even on my 4K TV, even though it's not playing in 4K, because I only have the launch day Xbox One. But I will say, however, that playing it on the launch day Xbox One is very obvious that it wasn't built for that. That we're getting to that point when the original hardware isn't good enough. There were times when the cutscenes would stop and start, like they were chugging along, like they couldn't load fast enough or couldn't process them fast enough, or whatever. Like so they were actually stopping. Jogging. Like you jogging, yeah. They were actually stopping, right? The audio would continue, but the video would stop. Yeah. Right? So it was chugging along. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So we're starting to see that my original Xbox One isn't good enough to play this game. You know?
Well, I will give you my thoughts on how this plays on a 1X on Tuesday.
Yeah, I would love to know. That's another reason I'd love, because I do love the Forza games, and the game looks gorgeous as is. Now, for those of you on YouTube, check out the first three names in this
Hey, I finished second.
I finished
second place.
Right. Zion Tane, first place. Mr. Second place. Second place. Third place, the OMG Hour. What? So, I mean, remember when you were doing the Xbox a challenge, you created the OMG Hour username.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That is
the OMG Hour gamer tag is there, and all three of us were first, second, and third place in the race I just did.
Well, not bad for a gamer tag that hasn't really been that I basically use to watch Netflix and Plex in the other room now.
JJ Mahoney says the system is rigged.
It must be rigged.
Obviously, I mean the OMG Hour. All three of us were 1, 2, and 3, and I did find it funny, Tycko, that you were second place. Yeah, that was just funny.
So, I would have been first if you haven't ran me into a wall.
That's what I do. I mean, that's the whole point of arcade racing. You ram them in the wall.
That's how I make my turns too. It's like I line up to just like straight into another car and then bank off of that car. Exactly. That's how I do all my turns.
All right, tell us about your games this week.
Well, I did something that I don't normally do.
What is that?
I moved the PlayStation from the other room into my office.
You turned on your PlayStation 4?
I turned on the PlayStation 4. There was an update and everything when I plugged it in. And I stopped at EB Games and I picked up a copy of Spider-Man.
Wow. And what are your thoughts?
I'm really enjoying it so far. There are parts that are difficult. Like, it is not a cakewalk, and I am playing on the easy mode because I play everything on easy mode. That's how I...
Yeah, and I mentioned that when I was playing that even on easy, near the beginning, until you upgrade your abilities and really learn the moves and how to... Because you got to react fast in this game.
Yeah, like it's not like Batman where like they come at you really slow. It's like, oh, I have to press the Y button now.
No, like, fast. You have to do this. Yeah.
And I am also finding a little bit, because I'm not used to the PlayStation, of...
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, hit X. I'm like,
which one's that?
Is okay, and I'm looking down, and I look back up, and I'm dead. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out what buttons are what. So as I get more and more used to playing with the PlayStation again, I'll get better. But I'm really enjoying it. Absolutely gorgeous game. Really love swinging around New York, and it really feels like they have done for Spider-Man what Rocksteady did for Batman.
Absolutely. In my opinion, maybe even better.
I mean,
fantastic.
this is an absolutely beautiful game. The city is a living city, which is fantastic. I'm really enjoying playing it. I've gotten through Kingpin already, so I'm just now running around figuring out why the hell I have so many backpacks.
Oh, right? Backpacks all over the city.
It seems like if you had left that many backpacks around the city, that it shouldn't be a surprise to him. It's like, oh yeah, I left backpacks. It's like, you should be aware of the fact that like 75 backpacks or something like that went missing. Like that you've had to buy that many backpacks. It shouldn't be like a revelation that, oh yeah, I forgot I left these backpacks all over the place.
Yeah. Well, maybe he takes the backpack from the guys who rob banks, and they got the money in the backpack. He just dumps the money and takes the backpack.
Maybe, and then inserts an RFID chip in it so he can find them later, but then never thinks to look for them.
Exactly. Now, while we're on the topic of Spider-Man, did you see that they're actually talking about this game being sort of the Iron Man of the Marvel games? Right? How Marvel started the MCU movie. Yeah. They're looking at this Spider-Man as the beginning of a new series of Marvel games.
I would not be opposed to that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
I have played the Iron Man video game. It was not great. I played the Captain America video game. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
But if they can capture the magic of the other characters, like they have Spider-Man in this one,
yeah,
like they've got a winning combination here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I would love to see somebody tackle another Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something like that.
I don't even care about that. I want to see a game like Spider-Man, but with other Marvel characters. A world like this with this good action, really good
Give me
combat.
An example of what you would like to see. Who would you like to see have?
I'd actually love to play as Iron Man because he can fly.
Well, Iron Man would be fun. The problem with Iron Man is how do you build that into like a big living city like this without?
Imagine a Doctor Strange game.
Well, see, Doctor Strange would be fun. Like it's just like ones that you have to have a living city. Like Iron Man would be blowing stuff up all the time. It's
yeah, but it doesn't have. I'm just saying. I think Iron Man would be fun because you can fly. Right?
I think working Iron Man in. I don't necessarily know if this sort of system works for Iron Man because Spider-Man is like a hero of the Black Panther.
Would work because he's got
like a hero of the people.
Yeah, he's got the suit that as you take kinetic damage, you can then release it as a big that's a video game power right there.
Yeah, right? Daredevil would be a good one too.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
A game in Hell's Kitchen. You have like any of those.
Spider-Man goes flying by.
Yeah, I mean, Moon Knight. Make a Moon Knight game. How you can bring him back into the universe.
See, that's how you can take the games and make games of characters that aren't in the movies yet.
Yeah, Punisher. Do a Punisher game.
Yeah, that would be a first-person shooter, basically, right?
Well, you'd have to do. Yeah, it'd have to be a shooter. Of
Absolutely,
some sort.
Yeah. But I would love to see this as the kickstart of a new series.
Yeah,
and like the MCU, make it all in one universe.
Yeah, so you
make
can
them
have
all connected.
Well, the only problem I have with that is if they're going to keep doing that, then it's always on the PlayStation. I want my achievements on these at some point.
Eventually it's going to come to Xbox. It's got to. I don't know.
It's got to be a time.
I hope for your sake or for Xbox people's sake that it is. I'd love Xbox to be able to experience this as well because it is a fantastic
really good.
game.
I was willing to spend the money to try this after seeing it and hearing the reviews. And I was willing to spend the money and move the PlayStation, a room over.
Right.
And I had to. It's not just that. Everybody thinks, that's easy. But I had to shift stuff on the shelf to make sure there was room for it. No. Plug it in.
The horror.
Listen, I don't have that many plugs left in this room. There's only like 3 outlets in this room, so I've got like everything running through. It's like the Christmas Vacation, light scenario. It's all bundled in one spot.
And you turn one thing off, they turn on, then. Pew!
It's a horribly dangerous scenario in that corner over there. I'm just saying, don't.
Can I tell Google to turn your lights off? Will it hear me? No.
No, because it's only in here, and I thought that through. So.
Good.
Although you've seen Leah's done that before. She's turned off the lights in the whole house
while we were recording one day.
Yeah.
All right, you've got a game you play. You press some more buttons.
I pressed a button,
and you have a horrible game.
It's a weird game.
I don't
want to say it's horrible. So this is a game called Think of the Children on the Xbox One. It is you play as a Pez dispenser, apparently.
Well, it's. I mean, describe it. It's basically the 3D pixel games.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's all pixel art, but it's 3D pixel art.
Yeah, it's 3D. It looks like a little bit like Roblox.
Yes. Well, remember what was that game with the you had to kill all the campers? It was a puzzle game.
Oh, that was Butcher was it?
I can't remember, but it's that style too, right?
Yeah. So you play as a parent. And this is a co-op game, so up to 4 players co-op, and they drop you into scenarios. I will say I am not great at this so far. So you are a parent at a picnic in the first level, and it is your job. You have to get the picnic ready. But as you get in the picnic ready, the kids run off
into the street,
do a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Like they start eating berries off of the trees. They start playing in traffic. They run around the pool. So you have to start to get the stuff, dude. Then you have to pick up the kids and toss them back, and
then
distract
a
them somehow.
car just came by and literally killed the kid in the street.
Yeah.
It's
if you
horrible.
look at the top of the screen there, a kid just died up who was playing in the sandbox because a dingo got him. That's a dingo who just ate my baby up there.
And one kid drowned in the pool? You are a terrible parent.
So my first go of this is actually like go number 6 or something like that. All 6 children died. So you have to pick them up. You have to pick the kids up, and you can toss them. You have a shout to get them to follow you, but it's only a very limited thing. So you have to get 3 picnic tables on, and then you have your 2 barbecues. You got to get the barbecues going and flip burgers.
Will somebody please think of the children?
So this game here, the thing that I do is I combine two games. So this is Roblox meets Overcooked.
It really is, absolutely. Wow.
And I would much rather be playing. If somebody else does the silly thing that I did and presses the buttons on this, let me know, because co-op, I could use some help with these damn kids.
I mean, I was watching your video before the show. And there's a kid in the street, and all of a sudden there's an exclamation mark over his head, and this car just... Right, I'm like, holy
I
crap.
do not know how my daughter is still alive based off of my parenting skills here.
Oh, you're a terrible parent, Tycko. You're a terrible parent.
So, but look, I did all, I flipped 3 burgers, and I got the tables laid, and only 3 of my children died this time.
Only 3 died. Oh my gosh.
So Alice, Rebecca, and Daniel are
dead.
Yeah, and then it gives you a score, which is lovely. I get a lovely score, and I got a D-. 3 children dead, only a D-.
Oh my gosh.
And then it criticizes you.
Not only that, Tycko, we have to say that was level 1.
Oh yes, that's
level
1. I am that bad at caring for children.
Wow.
So nobody asked me to babysit. Just gonna.
Oh man.
I will say it is a fun. It's very frantic. It is fun to play. I'm just bad at it.
Does it have?
I'm also bad at Overcooked, by the way.
Is it cross-platform play?
Not yet.
Because Sony has finally caved.
Finally, months of nobody wants that. Nobody needs that.
Right?
Who's gonna want that sort of thing?
Sony has finally caved, and they are beta testing right now Fortnite cross-platform across all the platforms.
Yep.
So because of this, Epic now is doing an account merger. So if you were playing on PS4 and on Switch, for example, or Xbox, you can go to their site and actually take both those accounts, merge them together. So now you only have one account, and you can play across all the devices with the same account.
Which is, I will have to say, good on them for finally realizing their mistake. I think we called it on the show here that they would eventually cave.
They have to. That's where games are going. And I'm actually surprised. Well, no, I'm not actually. Now that I think of it, I was going to say something about Destiny that we hadn't seen it already. But Destiny, I'm wondering now that PS4 is allowing it. I wonder if we're going to start seeing hints that Destiny may start allowing cross-platform, or at least looking at how to implement it.
I mean, as these games get older and their user base sort of dies down a little bit, I think it might make a lot of sense, like, for them to use their exclusivity for no crossplay for the first 6 months or something like that, but then allow it afterwards, in order to build that user base back up. Because if you can, take the Destiny user base from PlayStation, Xbox, and mix them together, that's going to make a much better experience for this type of games.
I mean, as this becomes more prevalent, I wonder if, had this been available, say, a couple of years ago, would the 5v1 games like Evolve, for example, or even the few, like it's coming out, I'm not sure when, but Elastic Games' new last year, The Nightmare, which we saw at PAX.
Yes.
I wonder if games like that would be more popular or do better. I wonder if Evolve could still have been around
and
if
that was
cross-platform existed. Because then you wouldn't, if one platform died away, you still had all the others still playing.
And you had people, so you have a merged, like
it's a bigger community. Yeah. And I think games like that require 4v1 would benefit from having that larger community.
It can't not benefit from having more people playing.
Absolutely.
You're playing on the PlayStation. I'm an Xbox guy. You're going to be like, man, I'm playing this great game. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not that interested in picking up and paying for it on the PlayStation. I wish it was on the Xbox. I'd play with you. That's that sort of mentality. Yeah. You're going to sell your friends into it now, because now it doesn't matter what system they have.
Exactly.
They can now play. They can now come and join you and play.
Exactly. Absolutely. Because I would rather do that. It's like, oh, I want to play some Destiny.
Yeah.
But, you're on Xbox. I'm like, oh, well, we can't play together then, because I don't want to go buy it again. Right?
Well, it's not just buy it again. It's not even just buying it again. It's like I could go buy a copy of Destiny so we could play together, but my character is level 1 and you're level 300.
Right.
Exactly. So now I've got to buy it and play it for 3-4 days straight in order to get up even close to being able to actually, hang out with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I can play it on my Xbox and play with my character that's level 1, whatever. But
exactly.
But at least we can have that shared experience. I really hope that they start to open this up more. Obviously, they're testing it with Fortnite. They're going to see how that happens. And again, it's a good one to test it with, because a lot of loot crates and microtransactions and stuff like that there. So they'll see
exactly
how that affects their bottom line, which is going to be the big test for them.
And that was really what it was all about. Sony wanted to make sure that if you buy things for Fortnite, they get the money for it.
Yeah.
Right. They wanted that revenue, and by opening it up, they're going to lose revenue, because potentially I could go to my Xbox and play and buy something there, and it would transfer over to my PlayStation 4 game as well. And they don't.
Yes.
But they've got to suck it up. I mean,
but at the end of the day, you're not going to go and buy something on your Xbox and then go onto your PlayStation and go, man, I really want to spend that money a second time. Like, you're not going to do it. You're just going to stay on that console. What they're allowing now is people to play with each other, and again, the more they play now that the more they're playing their game, the more likely they are to spend money, on whatever platform they want to play on.
Exactly. I kind of wonder. We got an announcement this week that Red Dead Redemption is going to have Red Dead Redemption Online.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
With like up to 32 people, I think.
32. Yep, 32 players for Red Dead Online.
And I'm wondering if they'll start looking at allowing that as well, cross-platform. Because Red Dead's coming out on PC, Xbox, and PS4.
Yeah,
right?
I think the online will be a few months away, even though we get the game.
Sure, I mean, it was for GTA Online as well, but I'd love to see more of these online experiences be cross-platform, like basically platform agnostic.
Yeah, they should be. Absolutely should be.
I mean, them horse testicles and all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a weird thing that they've decided to spend their time on, but hey.
So, Red Dead Redemption, we got news this week. Red Dead Redemption 2 will require a 105 gigabyte install. 105 gigabytes, Tycko.
Yeah, that's a lot. I had to delete stuff to put Spider-Man onto my PlayStation, so thank God I have external drives for my Xbox.
When I see a game that's 47 gigabytes, I think, man, that's a big game.
Yeah.
105 gigs?
105. Well, so here's the thing. So the horse testicle thing was a real thing. It's an actual... So they have spent the time accurately animating the horse testicles in this game. So that is 80 some odd gigs of that is just the horse testicles.
Just to get them right.
Yeah, but if it's cold, apparently the testicles shrink.
Where do you get this information? Where did you see this?
This is an article. It's in the thing, animatedhorsetesticles.com.
Okay.
Okay, don't type that. I don't know if that's a real website or not. Please don't.
Actually, I want to know if that's a real...
No. I am not typing that. No.
Report back to us if that's a real thing. Okay, so Game Revolution has an article that says Red Dead Redemption 2 has animated horse testicles. Not even kidding. It was apparently found in some demos. There was a gaming subreddit that showed screenshots of horse testicles. But there's nothing in here that actually says that they are animated and they change state depending on weather.
All right. I read that somewhere. Maybe that's entirely wrong, but I did read that. I think it was on an IGN article. I did read something about that. I don't have the full details on this. We will have to do a full review on just. But that's it. Like, I'm wondering that. Like, do your NPCs, like, if you walk up and talk to them, are you going to see if they're breathing or not?
Like,
when you in GTA, like when a car like jumps over you, do you see like the axle spinning and stuff like that under the car? No. Why would you put this in? Why would you feel the need? Right? What gamers are out there going, does it have animated horse testicles? No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that game unless those are accurate testicles in the game.
Accurate.
That is such a weird thing to spend. That is such a weird thing to spend time on. Like, there's dev time that was spent on this. Well, there is somebody leaning over a computer going, oh, no.
No, but not only that, Tycko. Not only that. They had somebody who had to study them to understand how they work.
I'll guarantee what happened is there's some weirdo at Rockstar who was looking stuff up on the internet, and when he got called into HR, he's like, it's for the game, I swear. And now, this is in there. So some pervert out there was looking stuff up on his work computer, got called into HR, and this is the result.
It's for the game, honest.
This is okay. I'm going to tell you. Use Safe Search, people. If you're using use your incognito browser or something. Do not. This is what we end up with. Months of dev time on horse testicles. It's not needed. Can you imagine if this was delayed at all because the horse testicles just aren't quite right? Sorry, guys, it's going to have to push it past Christmas. No, the left one's okay, but the right one, not quite right.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Tycko.
It's a weird...
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Oh, man. All right, anyway, on that note, I think we're pretty much at the end of Couch Co-op for the week.
Right.
For those of you listening to the audio, stay tuned. We've actually got a fantastic interview with Matthew Rose, who is the producer of Starlink, the Battle for Atlas. Tycko and I were at the launch party last night in Toronto. Stick around for that interview. For those of you on the YouTubes, look for it soon. It'll either be up tonight or tomorrow. We're just waiting for some extra stuff to come in for us. But yeah, so check that out soon. Thanks for watching this episode of Couch Co-op. We'll be back again next week. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.